Hey, it's Michael Angelo Caruso. I'm here in Southern California, Los Angeles to be specific. I'm here for a multi-district president-elect training. In fact, it's the first part of the country to ever have a multi-district PETS. There are 5, maybe 6 districts involved in this extravaganza, and these people have hospitality and production down. Production values are very important when you're putting on a Rotary District conference or a conference of any kind. I'm here with Alan Havir. He's an expert at what he does. We're going to ask him a few questions about secrets and tricks of the trade to making sure that there's value in the conference, so much value that people would not only have a good time at the one that they attend, but they would bring friends back to the next one next year. Let's say hi to Alan. How are you, sir?
I am great. Thank you, Michael.
We've got a good frame here. We're looking not only at your smiling face, sir, we're looking at the stage behind you with all the signage, and we're seeing musical instruments. Let's talk about music first. Music has always been an important part of Rotary, and yet we do music wrong a lot in Rotary, don't we?
We do. Think about music. Do you go to a movie and do they have any music going on in the movie making that mood? Well, that's the importance of music. So even a small thing like when a speaker goes up to a stage, gets off a stage, you got music happening up and down. Music when they come in the door, loud. Make it pop, make it sing. Get people wanting to clap and dance. When they enter that room, that should be a special moment, a big music opportunity right there.
You're using the word big, Alan. We know, at least you and I know because we have history in the music business, big means the sound quality has to be powerful, it has to be clean, it has to be a good sound system. Why don't people get this? Why do we see crappy sound systems and crappy stage setups?
Money. It's all about money, isn't it?
It is.
So we look for the cheapest way we can get sound out there, a couple speakers up there, as long as we can hear the talk, 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 we think that's really good. But
right.
That's not it. You got to have subwoofers, you got to have wattage, power, you got to have clarity when those speakers, you want to fill that room with an ambient sound. You want the room to feel good and when you hear that music.
Excellent. You know, I know you're a past district governor.
Yes.
And a lot of governors who are planning their district conference, they don't think about this phrase production values, this idea of having a stage, for example, and we're looking at this stage is on some risers. We're looking at atmospheric lights. They're on the I think you told me they're on the stage. Uplights they're called.
Yep.
And that's what's creating the color in the signs behind us. If we looked at the actual what do you call the platform that you work from with the soundboard?
The AV stand.
Okay, the AV stand has a follow spot at this conference.
Yep.
It has a multi-channel soundboard, a mixing board. You have access to iTunes where you can play different types of music, yeah?
Right.
All of this is a key part of it. Talk a little bit about, let's go back to music again. Rotary does a lot of what I would call bad music. I don't know if you feel the same way, but we're seeing rock and roll instrumentation here. We're hearing live musicians. What's the secret to keeping music in Rotary and not becoming corny?
Think about your audience. What did they grow up listening to? So when you were 16, 17 years old, that might have been 1950, 1960, 1970. That was the music that was your platform of your life. It's your background, and when that music plays, it stirs emotions inside of you, and that's what you're reaching for in music selection. Look at your audience. Think, what is the song that would really lift this audience? So if your audience is 80 years old, well, maybe it's Mantovani. It could be. What about Rolling Stones, Beatles, things like that for age groups? And if you have younger people there, they also know all that music as well. So they grew up with that music mixed into their life because of their parents listened to it at home. So they know that music too. So don't be afraid to reach back to some of those older songs and bring them forward. And don't be afraid to move in some newer music as well, the stuff that's popular, like Happy.
Sure, sure. Excellent. Just a couple more questions as we wrap up, Alan. You seem to be very in tune with what's happening in the conference with regard to talking points of the various speakers, how the speakers are connected together. How much do you actually know from your AV booth? How much do you know about the detail of what's happening on stage
everything I possibly can know.
It seems like it.
I want to know what your speech is about. I want to know what song is going to bring you up and bring you down, what's going to lift your speech or your content, what's going to lift that, what music do we need to put under that that's going to make it a show. And this is where it really gets, frankly, simple. It's a show. It's show business. It's not a conference. It's not Rotary. It's not, oh, I just got to put this on. No, it's a show. It's got a beginning, it's got a middle, and it's got an end. It's got to go up and down. It's got to weave in and out. Happy, sad, light and dark. You have to have all this contrast going on within that show, even at a big overview of how you put your program together over maybe a couple of days, but also each plenary session, each time that you're doing something, it has to go from somewhere to somewhere to somewhere. It has to move, and it has to have that punch.
Love it, love it. I love your enthusiasm. We just heard a speech from the first black female president of a Rotary club, Sylvia Whitlock. This happened way, way back in 1981, I think.
That's right.
And you were so into her speech, you knew the last line of her speech was going to be,
right,
"We are the world." And I'll be darned, when she said that and the music came up just right on cue, and you could hear a pin drop in the room, everybody got a lump in their throat. I thought it was a moment of love, and it was because everybody was working together. You, the speaker, I'm sure there was a lot of planning involved.
I've worked with Sylvia before, so I know her speech, I know where it goes, and I know, just like a musician knows when to come in and play and when not to, you got to hit the cue. And what you put up on that stage is it. You're judged on that. Not, well, I wish I could have, maybe it was almost good. It's not almost good. It's got to be the best.
That's
so
very good.
You got to really work on it.
Alan Havir, Past District Governor, you're fabulous. Thanks for keeping the energy in Rotary, and thanks for serving in the greatest service organization in the world, baby.
You bet, man.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.